Good morning. Welcome to Morning Minutes with Erin. It is April 8th. And just as a reminder, this is a 21-day commitment that I am making to myself to have a video every day, right around that 10-minute mark. Purpose and intention is to simplify the energy from a soul perspective. So, it's interesting. I have a little story to share with you. This morning when I woke up, I write down the night before what I'm going to do in the morning. I plan out at least the things that are musts in my day, and I like to get them done within a certain time frame because I know then they'll get done. So I have a call here this morning with a dear friend. And so I'm like, okay, in my mind, I'm like, I got to get all this done. I want to get this done beforehand and all this. And I could just feel my mind racing. Well, one of the things on my list was meditation, because I've been incorporating that again in my life. And I thought, oh, I'll just do that later, right? I'll do that later after the gym. My mind was just in go, go, go mode. All the things that I had to do, right? Very action oriented, which isn't all bad. I'm not saying this is bad. However, what I noticed is before I sat down to do this, I noticed my body and my left ankle being very, very stiff. So I thought, all right, I'm going to just stretch it out a little bit. I'm going to do, a couple Turkish get-ups and just see. But I was like, ooh, this is really stiff. So I just spent some time with it. And as I was laying on the floor, spending time with my left ankle, I realized, the answer here isn't to just keep going and going and going. It's to actually pause and feel in to this stiffness, feel into this rigidity in my left side, which is the feminine, right? So where am I resisting receiving right now? Where am I being too rigid? So I just closed my eyes and I decided, all right, it's time to meditate. And that's what I did. And the question that I meditated on was the question of who am I? So I just laid down and I just closed my eyes and I just breathed a bit just to get myself into the state of allowing. And my question is who am I? Who am I? And I let myself visualize. And immediately I got a picture of a past version of myself. Just like, okay, cool. And I was like, nope, it doesn't feel correct. Because our mind always brings up what we know, right? Because it's safe. So I allowed myself to get curious. And pretty soon, she, meaning me, came into view and looked totally different than what I have before. But I mean, the same, but different. And anyway, I'm not going to go into all the details, but it allowed me to settle in. I was like, oh, this is the unknown. This is the unseen realm that I have access to when I stop and pause. And all of us do, not just myself. So I'm sharing this with you because the energy of today, from a soul perspective, where the sun is, right? The sun is like wanting to again, if you listen to my last videos, the sun is like pushing through. It's in Aries, it's fiery. It's like, yes, right? There's so much movement right now, especially when our deep within we know things are going to be slowing down at some point here soon, right? So we're like, this unconscious part of ourselves is like, we gotta go, we gotta get things done. However, today is about looking at that structure, right? That yesterday we set up for ourselves and asking ourselves, where is it too rigid, right? The symbol today is a magic carpet. So, a magic carpet, if you think about a magic carpet, if you're on a magic carpet, you are riding high, right? You're up above. You have a different perspective on life, on what's happening, and you can see from all sides and a broader vision, right? So, what will allow you to get to this broader vision? It's about detaching from any kind of rhythm, right? We found our rhythm. We're finding our rhythm, right? We're moving into this rhythm. We talked about this yesterday. But maybe something that you set up isn't quite your rhythm. Maybe it was a past version, right? Just like what I saw as a past, like, of myself. But how does that need to shift so that you can see and be able to see what's right in front of you, but it's still unseen? This has been this theme actually since the last few days. There is something here. Remember when I was talking about like the neighbors' homes, like that analogy? You can't see next door to you, right? This is all my last videos, and they're only like 10 minutes or less. So listen to those. I'm not going to go into those right now. But there's something that is wanting to be seen that is still unseen. And it's about detaching from our todays, is detaching from what we've held on to that is maybe stagnant in your life, that's maybe hectic in your life, that's rigid, right? That's stiff. It just feels stiff. Where can you not necessarily abandon that, but how can you, it's like mold it like Play-Doh or something, right? Like how can you like transform it? Like I'll give you an example. One of my commitments to myself in these 21 days. And so that's the other thing. I reframed that for myself. So like I said, for 21 days, there's new habits that I'm implementing, that I'm committing to. But I even wrote down as I was journaling this morning is my habits that I'm refining these 21 days. So then I get to play, because now it's not set in stone that I'm refining. I'm like, does this feel good? Okay, yes, today, yes. And then I keep doing it, and then I'm like, okay, it needs to be tweaked a little bit. So I have 40 minutes of a particular exercise that I committed myself to every day. Well, now I'm like, is that too rigid? Because or can I reframe that and like, I'm going to do a minimum of 30 minutes every day of movement that allows me to feel satisfied when I'm done. So now I get to visualize myself through this movement and at the end, and then asking myself like, how am I going to feel at the end, and allowing my mind to go there even before my body is even there. So, and then that might even change in a few days. I don't know. But right now, that is what feels good, where it's still going to allow me to accomplish what I want to accomplish and become and be like in the energy that I want to be in, not become, but like be in the energy that I am. So yeah, like how can we detach? Because there's something that is still wanting to be seen. So I'm going to leave you with a question here. And I wrote this down for myself too. So what is still unseen in your world that has all of the answers for you? What is still unseen in your world that has all of the answers for you? And then ask God, ask Spirit, the universe, say, help me slow down, help me pause, and help me shift and move out of the way so that I can see it. And I trust that me doing this and detaching from any part of my routine, any part of what I do during the day, that feels stagnant, that feels tight, that feels restrictive, that feels too rigid. Any place in that for myself, for yourself, that you are able to detach from and reframe it for yourself or reconfigure it for yourself, well, that is what's going to allow this unseen be seen. And that is what's going to take you to a whole new level, a whole new place in your life. And trusting in that. That is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for being here. Please share this with whoever you find that is value, that will find value in this or wants to see it, or don't share it at all. Yeah. Have a beautiful, wonderful day. And remember, any place that you feel rigid is a place that can be transformed, where the unseen will become seen. And that is right there. It's right there. It's within reach. Heaven is right, literally at hand. But you've got to take action to shift those things. You've got to trust. Have a beautiful day.